Fabian Perez Hooker, better known as Hetty, was one of the most important singers of this generation. Today we pay tribute to him.
Fabian Pérez Hooker, más conocido como Hetty, fue uno de los cantantes más importantes de esta generación. Llevó por el mundo la bandera del criol y fue uno de los referentes de la cultura raizal. Su voz se apagó el 14 de marzo luego de ser alcanzado por una bala mientras se encontraba.
And the departmental government issued a statement rejecting the acts of violence in the archipelago that on this occasion ended the life of the singer Hetty.
In the communique issued by the departmental government, the authorities regret the loss of the singer's life. It reads as follows, I quote,
"Once again, our islands are in mourning because of organized crime groups, and that on this occasion takes the life of a raizal artist, son of our Colombian Caribbean and defender of our mother tongue, who through music raised the flag of our archipelago department on high. The departmental administration, headed by Governor Everett Julio Harkins Green, regrets the passing of the incomparable Fabian Perez Hooker, better known as Hetty. From the administration of R for a New Beginning, we reject the acts of violence that today once again plunged the island territory into mourning, and we send strength to family, friends, and relatives of the man who was considered the king of Creole."
In the morning hours, the departmental government convened a security council to draw an outline that will lead to the clarification of the facts that ended the life of this artist.
And the commander of the police department of San Andres, Colonel Maria Elena Gomez, made some statements about the mother of the artist Fabian Perez, better known as Hetty. This was what she stated.
Departamento de Policía San Andrés.
The police department regrets the loss of our singer Fabian Perez, better known as Hetty. From the very moment that these facts occurred, an institutional team was made available and is accompanying all the preliminary investigations led by the investigative bodies alongside the prosecutor's office. Furthermore, it is very important to emphasize that within the hypotheses that are being handled, the act of assault was not against the singer. Instead, it was against the integrity of Fitos Pusey. This individual has a home arrest and was out and about instead of where he should have been, at home. We have all the institutional capacities, and in coordination with the other institutions, we will be able to identify and achieve the arrest of these perpetrators.
And another violent event was registered in the Orange Hill sector. This early morning, 2 people were injured.
Around 1 o'clock in the early morning, several gunshots were heard in the Orange Hill sector. 2 people were wounded after being hit by firearms, being transferred to the departmental hospital, where they received medical attention. One of them is in critical condition in the intensive care unit.
At around 1 o'clock in the early morning, 2 patients are admitted. One of them is a 30 years old with a projectile wound in the face, and one of them with a left parietal exit. The patient is admitted in regular condition. CPR was practiced and has been transferred to surgery for management with a neurosurgeon on duty who performs the surgical procedure, then is transferred to the intensive care unit. The current condition is critical. The second person is a 74-year-old senior citizen with a firearm projectile wound. He is currently stable and was transferred to the intensive care unit awaiting referral.
Until the end of this broadcast, the police authorities have not ruled on this new violent event. The alarms are set off against in the department due to the increase of criminal acts, leaving a number of people injured with firearms.
And in other news, the candidates Carlos Bryan and Jorge Mendez were not quiet, and they reacted to the development of the scrutiny of votes.
If they have nothing to hide, why are they repeatedly opposing so that this does not take place? Here, democracy has to win, and what the vote count says a lot. At this moment, Cambio Radical is sure that we have obtained the victory.
In the morning hours, Congressman Jorge Mendez, through his social networks, made it known that there were apparently irregularities in the counting of the votes, so he was requesting the recount of the votes in their entirety. For Teleislas News, he stated the following.
Cambio Cambio Radical has many more votes than what appears in the first report. We are asking for a recount of all the votes since we have found serious irregularities, a table at the Bolivariano school where Cambio Radical received 0 votes. In the back, the jurors state that in fact there were 40 votes, but they made a mistake and put 0. Those votes are not counted.
The current representative of the House of Representatives and actual candidate stated that in this scrutiny, irregularities have been found that have caused the addition and subtraction of votes for both Cambio Radical Party and the candidate Carlos Bryan for the Partido de la U. Therefore, a recount of votes is requested.
Se ha detenido en la tercera mesa de Colegio Natania.
At the third table of the Natania school, the recount has been stopped because the candidate of the Partido de la U has refused and used arguments to prevent the table from being opened and the votes from being recounted. But I reiterate that this is a long process. The other commission is reviewing the Brooks School, which has also presented a number of irregularities to the parties that do not coincide in a grand total.
The congressman reiterates that he insists that the votes be recounted in order to comply with the good democracy.
An elected candidate, Carlos Bryan, has also made himself heard that he is not confident with the polling commission on the island.
El candidato perdedor es.
The losing candidate is obviously trying to do a lot of kicking and screaming, but you can have peace of mind. Don't weigh the community down for the little love you have for it. Don't weigh it down on this divisional issue.
Carlos Bryan, in front of the cameras of Teleislas News, make a statement regarding the alleged irregularities in the counting of votes that apparently altered the result of the election to the Congress of the Republic.
La verdad no entiendo cómo va a haber fraude porque sí.
The truth is that I do not understand how is it fraud. Because if there was a fraud, they nailed it on him. Because the voting juries were from his party and it is certified. Because the community must know that the juries came out of a drawing where each party turned in the possible bidders. And regarding that election of juries, we stated our objections because they belonged to his party and the registry office answered us that it was part of the new mechanism.
Bryan was emphatic that he agrees with the recounting of votes, but that he is not satisfied with the scrutiny commission.
Claro que sí, pero no estoy de acuerdo.
Of course I do, but I don't agree with a recount with judges who are more involved with their sheets than in an issue of justice, and that can't go on. As long as they bring me as objective, neutral scrutiny commission, I will even go to his house myself to help counting.
The scrutiny continues in the department, and it is expected that soon we will get to know if the recount of votes will be carried out and what are the results that they will yield.
And as a result of the different cases of intolerance that have occurred in the tourist site called Blowing Hole, the government is carrying out awareness visits.
The departmental government, through the Secretariat of Tourism, is conducting awareness visit to the touristic sector called Blowing Hole in order to talk with the tourism providers and reach agreements that will result in clarity in the issues of services they offer.
Hemos venido reuniéndonos.
In recent weeks, we have been meeting with tourism agencies and service providers there in this important tourist site, and we are already reaching agreements. We have had an important receptivity with tourism providers, and soon we will show the agreements we have reached. We hope this is the beginning of a positive turnout.
For the department, it is important to reach agreement with the touristic providers and thus avoid inconveniences in this touristic attraction.
And with the aim of increasing the potential social, environmental, and economic impact of entrepreneurship on the island, a program that seeks to support women entrepreneurs arrives in the archipelago.
Impact Hub Bogota, in partnership with Meta, presented its Impact Entrepreneurs Program, which seeks to support the growth and innovation of Afro-descendant, Raizal, and Palenquero women's businesses. The initiative aims to increase the potential for the social, environmental, and economic impact of the enterprises through workshops and personalized mentoring to promote the visibility of their businesses and collaboration with other women. Registration is open at www.bogota.impacthub.net. 20 spaces are available for women entrepreneurs in which businesses of the archipelago of San Andres can participate.
And now we continue with sport news with Victor Fusalva.
Here are the best sports of the islands. Looking for new talent in baseball, scouts from Chicago Cubs and Tampa Bay arrive in San Andres. Manuel Esquivel and Angel Contreras are the scouts who visited the Wellingworth Mays Baseball Stadium looking for the young talents in the insular department in the sport of baseball. Alberto Olivares Taylor, Secretary of Sport, told us more detail.
Today we are here at the baseball stadium in the Under-23 Championships, sponsored by the government of the archipelago. Today we are here with two scouts who came from the city of Cartagena to see and to look at the talents of our department. The scout Manuel Esquivel from the Chicago Cubs and Mr. Angel Contreras from the Tampa Bay Rays. We have good talent, and that is what has brought these gentlemen to look for talent from our islands, to see if they can get a future and sign some youngsters for organized baseball.
An important visit to our island department that provides opportunities and open doors to professional baseball for our talent young baseball players. Mothers are a fundamental factor in the formation of their children, and they also play an important role in the formation of these young people like athletes. They are factors of motivation and encouragement in the sporting process of their children. One of these mothers is Mariana Carriazo.
Soy la mamá de Samuel Carriazo.
I am Samuel Carriazo's mother, and he is a baseball player. I think it is very important for mothers to support their children in this process because it is a way to show them security or validation, to make them feel supported and motivated so that they can develop all their abilities in this sport.
Another mother who is accompanying her son is Gina Tower.
I am here accompanying my son to play baseball, got him like played, and well, I believe that is something good for him in the future, that's him occupy his mind.
It is very important for the children to be supported by their mothers as they provide security and confidence to the young athletes in their training.